Welcome back to another episode of Warren Cali. In this episode, I will detail a tragic incident that happened in Long Beach to a family of three. On Saturday, August 6, 2016, at approximately 10:20, Karina, her boyfriend Luis, and their 4-year-old daughter Janabelle returned home from shopping at a grocery store. Luis would park their car, and Karina and Janabelle would get out the car and begin walking. After parking their car near 9th Street and Locust Avenue, Luis began walking towards their apartment with Janabelle and Karina. When the next thing you know, a man popped out from behind the car and started shooting at the family of three. Karina and Janabelle were both shot. Luis wasn't injured. The shooter was not identified off of Luis not being able to see the shooter. The unknown assailant then fled. After hearing multiple shots and Luis' cries, neighbors ran to see Karina and Janabelle laid out. Karina was said to be unresponsive. Janabelle was fighting for her life. Karina was pronounced dead at the scene, and Janabelle later died at a hospital.
A gentleman was walking northbound on this street here, and he ran and hid behind the sign right here, the Renaissance sign. And when they got close up, he shot them point blank.
You know anything about them?
They were both working class folks. They were a young couple. The baby was 4 years old. She was very excited because she was going to start kindergarten. And she got a backpack, and she was very happy for the backpack. And then this happens, so she will be making it to school.
A candlelight was later held for Karina and Janabelle.
A Long Beach family has been torn apart by gun violence. A mother and daughter are being mourned tonight after both were shot near 9th Street and Locust Avenue, just east of the 710 freeway last night. The husband and father says a man just walked up to them and opened fire. KCAL 9's Jennifer Kastner is live at a vigil for the victims right now. Jennifer.
Elsa, the vigil started at 8 o'clock tonight, but still 2 hours later, we've got a crowd out here. These people are struggling to understand who could possibly do this, who could murder a mother and her little girl. It was, of course, a tearful night out here, and it will be a long time before these emotional wounds can heal.
This was a tragedy in the community and a senseless crime. This brought a complete outrage and made people want to bring the shooter down. A $40,000 reward was then issued. The shooter was later announced and was later arrested.
Developing story, we're learning more about the Tulsa man arrested in California for the double murder of a woman and her 4-year-old daughter. Long Beach detectives arrested Brandon Colbert Jr. after a 3-month investigation. New at 10, Fox 23's Sarah Whaley is live after talking with Tulsa detectives about Colbert. Sarah.
Tulsa police homicide detectives say Colbert's name has never come up in any local murder investigations. In fact, I checked criminal records and he hasn't been charged with anything more than a traffic warrant. Police say they now believe Tulsa man 22-year-old Brandon Colbert Jr. is the person responsible. It's a disturbing enough case that the city of Long Beach, California offered a $40,000 reward for information following the police release of this surveillance video in September. But they say DNA is what ultimately cracked the case. I learned in California, suspects have their mouths swabbed when they're arrested. And it just so happens Colbert was arrested in LA just 3 weeks after the murders. He was allegedly driving a stolen car.
On October 31st, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Crime Lab notified us that DNA submitted by our detectives had positively identified an individual.
Long Beach Police Chief Robert Luna said in a news conference Monday that Colbert's DNA came back as a match to their double murder crime scene. Police believe he left Tulsa just 3 days before 26-year-old Karina Mancera and 4-year-old Janabelle Anaya were shot to death. Detectives in California say Colbert's 20-hour, 31-minute trek to their state started at a bus stop right here at 4th and Detroit. Long Beach police say Luis Anaya was also coming home from the grocery store with his girlfriend and daughter the night they were killed.
The shooter, Brandon, didn't have a motive, but was mentally unstable and wasn't even from California, but instead was from Oklahoma. At trial, Brandon was found to be incompetent to stand trial.
No. Sir? No, you're not going to be out of here. I don't care about this.
In 2018, Brandon was sentenced to multiple life sentences. Karina and Janabelle lost their lives for no reason, and Luis lost his young family. RIP to Karina and Janabelle. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous episodes. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.